and my family. I lost an uncle last summer to cancer. Because it was detected too late, there was nothing that could have been done. He and my aunt dedicated so much of their lives together, helping low-income families in their community. He was one of the best men I have ever known. We'll miss you, Uncle Bear. We have a $50 donation from Jagger. These runs are incredible. Thanks to everyone for putting this on. We have $100 from Requiem. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves as much as I do when I'm watching this stream. Warmest of greetings from Switzerland. Keep it up, guys. Hype! We have $50 from Tiverton. My cousin fought a hard battle with cancer for 3 years, but it took him last month. The last thing we did together was play Mario Maker. He was super brilliant. Cancer is super dumb. Thanks for everything you do. And save the frames, not the animals.
You want me to count down for you? All right, you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So this game is Shinobi for the NES. It's a Tengen game, and I think you'll find that even though this character walks fairly slowly, what he lacks in speed, he makes up for in charisma. These hostages that he's rescuing that looks like he's kicking babies, there's really no system of like you rescued X number of hostages. They're really just power-ups in this game. They're unmarked and unnamed power-ups, and as you collect them in the top right corner, you'll see what you got for it. So like some of them will give you life, some of them will give you points. A few of them give you bonus games, which we really don't want to get, so he's going to avoid as many of the ones that give him bonus games. In this stage, we are introduced to a new enemy, which is these wall climbing guys, which if he ever is unfortunate enough to have one of them come down before he kills them, you'll get to see their hilarious bouncing animation. And so on and so forth. So like I said before, you'll see him skip that hostage right there in particular because that was a bonus game. And if he were to collect one of those, it would take about 7 seconds. There's one of them in the game that he does end up killing. So this is a giant ninja, and his only weak spot is his eyes. So you'll notice that he's trying to aim very particularly and not get touched by the cube stick. So this stage is probably a little bit quiet if you want to try to fit in a donation.
We have $55 from Kilka. Donation from France. Kisses for everyone and big love. I want to thank Mr. MV, the French streamer who organized our French restream again. He is the best.
You'll notice that he has the ability to sort of high jump and low jump. The low jump is just what you would normally expect from a platforming game. The high jump allows him to sort of switch planes. You'll notice that a lot of these levels are separated into planes, sort of the bottom part of the stage and the top part of the stage, and he can switch between them using a high jump or a falling jump. We're introduced to a new type of enemy in this one, the guy who just walks slowly with 2 swords raised over his head. You might think to yourself, I'm sure if I got close to him, he'll swing those swords, but he doesn't. He doesn't. In this stage, it's really cool. It's these pillars standing above water on the wharf, but you can stand on the water because Shinobi. He has to be very careful in this game because there's a lot of situations in which one enemy might hit him into another enemy, or one enemy might just continuously hit him into a wall. And in a lot of games, it would give you some invincibility frames and you'd be able to break free. But in this game, sometimes you'll just get juggled to death, and there's nothing you can do about it. So far in this game, that sound that you're hearing, that clinking sound, has been an indicator to you that the shots that you're shooting aren't really doing anything. It's sort of an armor sound. Completely opposite of that in this boss. That's the sound you want to hear. So if you're playing along at home. Good boss fight, by the way. So we're introduced to bazooka guys in this stage. I mean, they have bazookas. That doesn't mean they intend to use them. They're bazooka guys in name only. How about that? And this is where we're first introduced to these jumping guys. I'll mention because it becomes relevant in the next stage, actually. This game has this stage after this. This game actually has a sprite limit where as soon as 4 enemies are on stage at the same time, or not even 4 enemies, just 4 items. So that can include hostages. That includes you even, right? I think so. So once you hit that 4 limit, so you plus 4 other things. Oh, that was really good. That's a tough skip he just got there. Otherwise, he ends up getting juggled right in the corner by the guy that's on the bottom level and will probably just die from it. So in this stage, we're going to see our first instance of that sprite limit. He's going to try to keep a few enemies on screen, a few extra power-ups on screen in a few locations, and it's going to prevent enemies from spawning. And the best enemies for that in this game are these bouncing blue guys, because they move just a little bit slower than Shinobi in general, than your character in general. And so it's really easy to keep them on screen and prevent future enemies from spawning. And I believe it's the next level that he's going to use that as an exploit. So after he gets done with this boss, which is really just a mash quest right here, after he gets done with this, we're going to see an instance where he's going to completely abuse that mechanic. You remember that time where you had to fight 16 statues? Oh, we're not done yet. Just kidding, now we're done. Alright, so he is going to spawn these 4 blue guys right here, and it's not really all that difficult to kill them. He could quite easily just turn around and do so. But now that he has 4 of them on screen just jumping like idiots at him, no more enemies are going to spawn for the rest of the level, which makes this a lot easier because this stage is not particularly easy without that. This is where the game starts to get really mean. There's a lot of precarious jumps onto small platforms over instant death pits, which isn't really that big of a deal, but the game just now in this stage added these jumper enemies and likes to spawn them exactly on the moment where you land somewhere where you need to kind of keep your footing. So he's going to use a few of them to boost him forward, but in most cases he's going to need to act really quickly the moment he lands in order to make sure that they don't kill him. So in this stage, there's one hostage that he could collect that will give him a bonus game. It's incredibly difficult to avoid it, actually, and for the sake of the marathon strats, incredibly risky, so I don't think he'll be going for it. Ooh. So along the way, he's been collecting weapon upgrades, and so he had a gun, actually. I mean, Shinobi, the ninja, was carrying around a gun, because Shinobi. So now he's back down to a lower weapon. The issue isn't so much the amount of damage it can do, but it's more about its firing speed. And so he's a little bit handicapped at the moment, but nothing that our boy Infinite Mystery can't handle. All right, so this is the bonus game that we would like to avoid in general. It's an arcade style bonus game. And there we go. So the game just introduced a new enemy to us. It's these guys with the crazy hair on the bottom who will shoot at him if you're on the same level as them. But they just stand there looking around very strangely if you're not on the same platform as them. Okay, that's really good that worked out that way, because it's very easy to get stuck between those two enemies that were right there and get juggled between them. And now we have these new monk enemies. They're very similar to some of the other enemies we've seen that sort of just charge at you, but they just do so faster. Innovative.
We have an anonymous $5 donation. Can we Steam greenlight these games already?
Bubsy just got a green light. If you want to talk about awful games. All right, so this is the final boss here, so get ready on time. He has several phases, and he's taking his time here because he wants to position the boss in the middle of the stage to give him the maximum amount of room to fight him. This is going to be very quick, though. This fight could take some time, but won't because Infinite Mysteries knows what he's doing. And get ready, right time. What was the time? That's a pretty good time. All right, well, let's hear it one more time for Infinite Mystery, a man of few words but many speed games.
We have $20 from Dengheim. Hey, speedrunners and support staff, I'm moving on to a new stage in my life, and although it might sound weird, speedrunning has had a big impact on my life. They take the games we think we know, and then they show us what's really possible with training and effort. It's a lesson that's useful throughout life, and more than worthy of this humble donation to a good cause. We have $50 from S. Lee. Can't donate a huge amount this year, but hey, here's $50 for a good cause. We have $50 from White Corn X. First time donator. I lost my dad to cancer a few months back. He was a great guy who never got upset that I wanted to play games. I miss him like crazy. I hope this donation helps to fight cancer.